Meanwhile, immigration personnel are pushing for the retention of a provision in the national budget on the express lane fees. Let's hear the full story from Freddie Abando.
Officials and employees from the Bureau of Immigration flocked to the budget hearing for the Justice Department to appeal to members of the Appropriations Committee to delete a provision in their 2016 budget which directs the deposit of its express lane fees and charges and collections with the National Treasury.
I can see the immigration officers. They had been going around Congress in the last couple of weeks. I don't know why they're allowing the foreigners to go into the country, and are lobbying for something, and maybe the good commissioner can explain it, please, for the committee as well.
The express lane fees was established by former Commissioner and now Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago in 1998 to curb corruption. It has been ruled legal by the Justice Department, the Commission on Audit, and the Ombudsman. Since the express lanes has been the source of compensation, honoraria, allowances, and overtime pay for the manpower of the Immigration Bureau, particularly contractuals and casuals. The Immigration Bureau is the first line of defense of the country against undesirable aliens, to include criminal elements and terrorists. Its personnel man main entry points to include airports and seaports of inbound foreigners. It needs 4,000 personnel to conduct their 24. However, at present, it's less than this number. The express lane has funded the hiring of contractuals and casuals. Immigration Commissioner Siegfried Mison said the country's bureau lags behind other ASEAN countries in personnel and pay. One immigration officer services 1,000 inbound and outbound foreigners per day. Removing the express lane will reduce its personnel by half.
That's all I ask. That's all we ask. And I think the men and women here in this bureau can attest that despite our meager resources, we still manage to obtain the highest revenue in the history of the Bureau in 74 years, the highest number of deportations in the history of the Bureau in 74 years. And again, if we have something like this in our budget, Your Honors, I think it will really it will really impair, might even cause a gradual collapse, not only of the morale, but the entire Bureau workforce, Your Honors.
It was the consensus of the committee to delete the provision proposed by the Budget Department in the 2016 national budget. Leading the crusade was Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, former Immigration Commissioner under former President Joseph Estrada from 1998 to 2001. Rodriguez said the new immigration law approved by the House on third reading and is now pending in the Senate will ensure that the express lane fees will be part of the funding sources to hire and pay better salaries for officials and employees of the Bureau of Immigration in the future.
The DBM would like to remove and to violate this law. What does this law provide? Commonwealth Act 613, which is the Immigration Act of 1940, provides Section 7A. And this should be known by each and everyone. This is an appeal to all members of Congress, because ultimately Congress will decide on whether a special provision remains or not. And especially, it will be my seatmate who is going to decide if this will be removed. So, we will therefore tell you what is the provision of law. It says here, Commonwealth Act 613, immigration employees may be assigned by the Commissioner of Immigration to do overtime work at rates fixed by him when the service rendered is to be paid for by 1, shipping companies, 2, airlines, and other persons served. Very clear. Lanes are for those who would wish to get services of the Bureau in a matter of hours.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.